Hello, I'm Alevato coming to you from Humber College North Campus. It's Friday, November 19th. Here's what's making news. All eyes have been on the West Coast this week as the people of BC endured climate change-induced natural disasters. The Canadian Armed Forces are now in British Columbia after severe flooding left parts of the South submerged. Landslides in the east killed at least one person and left two others missing. Authorities say they're still waiting confirmation of more deaths. Hundreds of farms have been affected province-wide, not only agriculture but also livestock. Veterinarians will get into farms to treat animals after thousands of deaths, and the animals that escaped the floods are expected to be euthanized. As for the military, the plan is to build a levee around 2.5 kilometers long to stop water from spilling across the Trans-Canada Highway. Government says their priority is to get the supply chains moving by clearing, repairing, and reopening roads. The flood came less than 6 months after the wildfires and death of hundreds after the heat wave. Health Canada has approved the Pfizer vaccine for children aged 5 to 11. Vaccinations could be available as soon as next week. This comes as COVID cases in Ontario are on the rise. This week, the daily high saw more than 700 people testing positive for the virus, the highest number in more than 2 months. The province has announced its plan for enhanced testing in an effort to battle outbreaks. Ontario will soon be testing people with COVID-19 symptoms in pharmacies across the province. Up until now, testing has only been done in designated centers. 138 Shoppers Drug Mart locations have already signed up to offer testing.
Consistent and timely access to testing is another key step to responding to potential outbreaks or surges of COVID-19 in Ontario.
Pharmacies will also offer take-home sample collection kits for those with symptoms. The move has some concern about safety, with symptomatic people mixing with others in the pharmacies, including those lining up for the vaccines. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau made a last-minute warning about electric vehicle tax credit in the Free Amigos Summit. Leaders of the United States, Canada, and Mexico met for the first time in 5 years yesterday to promote economic integration, but signs suggest there were some tense moments. This year's edition comes as Canada makes an aggressive push against Joe Biden's $2 trillion new electric vehicle incentive. Ottawa says it could cause damage to Canada's auto sector and violate the new NAFTA. This would give American buyers a discount on the new purchase of new EVs, but only if they are produced in the United States. Humber College and Markham Fire and Emergency Services have partnered to break down the barriers in place for racialized students to build their careers as firefighters. Markham students will be joining classes like this at Humber. The new partnership provides 8 scholarships and gives students access to equipment, training, and placement.
One of the pillars at Humber College is to create a healthy and inclusive campus, and this partnership embodies our values.
Students who complete the 2-year fire service diploma and per-service firefighter education and training will be offered job opportunities through Markham's Fire and Emergency Services.
Markham Fire, we're not your typical department. We're forward-thinking, we're innovative in everything that we do, and we're committed to modernizing all aspects of fire service delivery, and we had a dedicated team of highly skilled and motivated staff to do that.
Applicants who are eligible for the scholarship must live, work, or attend school in Markham and identify as Black, Indigenous, or racialized. Both organizations are optimistic that these initiatives will create a more inclusive environment for students and help them to succeed. The Humber and Guelph Humber community welcomes an interactive art exhibition, Blur, from a solo artist. Humber News reporter Melly Gumush attended the opening gala.
Blur, Invoking Ireland, combination of oil paintings and photographs, an exhibition with memories, emotions, and breathtaking Irish landscapes created by Elizabeth Haney. The Toronto-based artist's inspirations came from our travels to Ireland, UK, Wales, and Scotland. So, the opening night gala had a wall for the visitors to write the names of the places that they were inspired by.
A lot of times while I was in the car, I would take photos or take films of this kind of blurring landscape.
Coming from a family of artists, Haney grew up painting. Her next goal is to take Blur to Ireland or UK and continue on similar projects and portray Canadian and Scottish landscapes when the travel opens in 2022.
I think I want it to be uplifting and to bring some hope to a time like the past 20 months that we've been in lockdown with COVID, and maybe people can start dreaming about traveling again and exploring different places and getting inspiration from travel.
The exhibition will open on November 19 and will continue until December 2nd. Anyone can attend from Monday to Friday between 11 to 4 p.m. with no tickets required. I'm Melly Gamish for Humber News.
Turning to sports now, Humber reporter Manan Nijawan has this week's roundup. Manan?
Thanks, Julia. It's been a busy week for the sports community. Celebrations are in order for soccer fans in Canada as the men's soccer team beat Mexico for the first time on home soil. Kyle Larin scored twice to lift the Canadians to a thrilling 2-1 victory over Mexico in Edmonton. With 6 more games to solidify their position at the 2022 World Cup, Canada leads CONCACAF World Cup qualifying. The top 3 teams in the CONCACAF will earn berths at the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. Closer to home, the Toronto Maple Leafs remain one of the hottest teams in the NHL. The team faced the New York Rangers at last night's game and won 2-1. The Leafs have now won 9 out of their last 10 games. Meanwhile, Toronto Raptors are having a difficult season. Losing 3 games in a row, including last night's game against Utah Jazz, the Raptors are trying to make a comeback. The team has lost 6 of their last 10 games. Controversy over the whereabouts of an international tennis player raises concern in the sports community. Chinese tennis player Peng Shuai has been missing since November 2nd after accusing former Vice Premier Zhang Gaoli of sexually assaulting her 3 years ago. Concerns over her safety was raised by the Women's Tennis Association, questioning the validity of an email released by a Chinese government-based broadcaster. That's your sports update. Back to you, Julia.
Thanks, Manan. And finally, Santa is in Toronto. You can make a Christmas wish and watch the lights at Distillery District. Natalie Vasiluk has more.
Thanks, Julia. Seems like Christmas here is already in the air. People are lining up near the Winter Village to enjoy the festive mood and lights. After a year of COVID restrictions, people are eager to take the most from the upcoming winter holidays.
We feel very grateful. We feel really excited for the holidays. And it's nice to be around people and to be celebrating what's ahead.
60,000 lights, 2 kilometers of garlands, lots of treats and Christmas songs. All of these are here in the Winter Village. Visitors are walking around, checking out the stores and cafes, and enjoy being around other people.
It's kind of like the first thing I've been to with everyone close together.
It's definitely getting better.
Yeah.
It's nice that we can all get together, after so long.
Yeah.
Of being indoors and everything, so it's nice.
The Winter Village will be welcoming people till the end of the Christmas season. The COVID protocols are still in place, tickets are limited, and the masks and social distancing are required. I'm Natalie Vasiluk, Humber News. Back to you, Julia.
That's all for today. I'm Julia Alevato. Humber News is written and produced by students in the journalism program. For more coverage, visit our website, humbernews.ca, and follow us on Twitter at HumberJRNL. We'll see you again next time.